On the morning of July 13, 2022, a call came into the Broward County Sheriff's Office reporting a woman unresponsive at an apartment complex in Tamarac, Florida. When the Broward County Sheriff's Office arrived on scene, they found Kayla Hodgson dead inside her own home. She had been stabbed over 30 times. In the early days of the investigation, a motive wasn't immediately clear. What they eventually uncovered was a story that no one expected, one involving jealousy, fake accounts, and a level of premeditation that would become the centerpiece of a first-degree murder trial that didn't reach a verdict until more than 3 years after Kayla's death. This is her story. Everyone who knew Kayla described her in the same way. Her family called her a fashionista with an outgoing personality and a genuine willingness to show up for the people in her life. She worked as a bottle waitress in South Florida and was known around her social circle as someone people gravitated towards. Her friend told local media that she was just really sweet and the life of the party. The family's GoFundMe page set up after her death put it simply. Everyone loved her tremendously and she was a friend to all. Kayla's only connection to what was about to happen was that she was dating a man named Terry, who had previously been in a relationship with a woman named Sakina Thompson, a 28-year-old living in the Springfield Gardens neighborhood of Queens, New York. Thompson, who worked as a nail technician, had been keeping close tabs on her ex-boyfriend's new relationship, even after things between them had ended. She had been monitoring Kayla's Instagram, and she had also gone through her ex's phone, looking for evidence of how serious things had gotten between them. And at some point, Kayla blocked Thompson on social media. And according to Thompson herself during trial testimony, that block made her angry enough to want to confront Kayla directly. So Thompson immediately booked a flight from New York to Florida, and according to prosecutors, she didn't make that trip to have a conversation. She made it with the intentions of killing Kayla. In the early hours of July 13th, surveillance cameras at Kayla's apartment captured a woman arriving at around 5 a.m. The woman was wearing a hat, a face mask, and gloves, and she had gotten there using an Uber account registered to a fake name. All things someone who was going over just to have a friendly conversation probably wouldn't do. Thompson then knocked on Kayla's door, and what happened next, at least according to Thompson's own account, was an argument about the relationship between Kayla and her ex-boyfriend. Thompson testified that she had come to South Florida purely to have a woman-to-woman conversation, and that things only turned violent after Kayla allegedly grabbed a piece of glass and slashed her across the stomach. Now, this is important because Thompson was pregnant at the time, and her defense team leaned heavily on that detail, arguing that she acted out of the need to protect herself and her unborn child.
She just starts grabbing my hair and punching me, and I'm on the floor, I'm kicking, I'm trying to get up to fight back at this point because now it's a fight.
Thompson was 2 months pregnant at the time. She told the jury she had no choice but to grab something sharp and defend herself.
I told her I was pregnant, so I felt like she was trying to hurt me and my baby. I didn't just fight for me, I fought for me and my baby.
Thompson testified that when she thought Hodgson was dead, she tried to clean up parts of the crime scene with Lysol wipes and paper towels. She admitted to changing into Hodgson's clothes. This video shows her leaving the victim's apartment in those clothes.
I had to change at that point because I'm like, I can't leave out of here looking like this.
Why did you feel like you had to change?
Because there was blood everywhere.
Thompson's attorney asked her why she didn't call 911.
Why didn't you call the police?
I was scared. Scared.
Okay, what were you scared of?
I was pregnant and like I just killed somebody.
She told jurors on the stand that after Kayla attacked her, she blacked out entirely. And the next thing she remembered was standing over Kayla's body, holding the murder weapon, with blood on the floor all around her. But what prosecutors laid out to the jury told a very different story. Kayla Hodgson had been stabbed over 30 times, and the brutality of that attack, combined with everything Thompson did in the immediate aftermath, made the self-defense and blackout claims very difficult to accept. After the stabbing, Thompson didn't call 911 or try to help Kayla. Instead, she changed out of her clothes and into a set of Kayla's, attempted to clean up the crime scene, threw evidence in the trash, and left in another Uber back towards the airport, where she got on the first flight back to New York City. The prosecution pointed to all this as evidence of consciousness of guilt. In the prosecution's framing, none of what Thompson did after the stabbing was the behavior of someone acting in self-defense. In their mind, it was the behavior of someone who had planned a murder and was trying to get away with it. Investigators moved fairly quickly once they identified Thompson as a suspect. The Broward County Sheriff's Office issued an arrest warrant on July 25, 2022, less than 2 weeks after the murder. And on August 3rd, the NYPD picked Thompson up in Springfield Gardens, Queens, where she had been staying, and placed her at Rikers Island, where authorities worked through the extradition process. She was eventually transferred back to Broward County to face a single charge of first-degree murder.
New details tonight on an arrest in New York City. This after a young woman was killed last month inside her apartment in Tamarac. The Broward Sheriff's Office announced that the suspect, Sakina Thompson, is now in custody.
From there, the case sat in the legal system for over 3 years. The trial finally got underway in late September 2025. By the end, jurors heard 4 hours of closing arguments that came down to one question. Did Sakina Thompson go to Kayla Hodgson's apartment to talk, or did she go there to kill her? The prosecution put surveillance footage, autopsy photos, and body cam footage in front of the jury and made the case that every detail of Thompson's planning, the flight, the disguise, the fake Uber account, the 5 a.m. arrival, all made it very clear that this was something that was planned and not spontaneous. Thompson also took the stand in her own defense, conceding that she did kill Kayla, but insisting she had no choice and was acting solely in self-defense. And after hearing everything, the jury deliberated for exactly 1 hour. And on October 15, 2025, they came back with a guilty verdict on the charge of first-degree murder.
Florida versus Sakina Thompson.
A burden lifted.
We, the jury, find as follows as the defendant in this case. The defendant is guilty of murder in the first degree.
Guilty is what this family has waited to hear for more than 3 years.
We finally have some justice for Kayla.
A jury found Sakina Thompson guilty of killing 23-year-old Kayla Hodgson in 2022. Prosecutors argued Thompson surprised Hodgson at her Tamarac apartment, confronted her about the two of them dating the same man, and then stabbed her to death.
December 22nd.
Hodgson's family cried tears of joy in the courtroom Tuesday. They hugged each other tight because a guilty verdict is what they prayed for.
We're so thankful in this moment that the jury was able to see the story for what it is, that Kayla did not deserve to die the way that she did.
Sentencing came on December 1st, 2025. 10 of Kayla's family members and friends addressed the court before the judge handed down the sentence, all of them wearing Justice for Kayla t-shirts with their photo on the back. One of Kayla's cousins spoke directly to Thompson in the courtroom asking, "What gave you the right to come to her home and do this to her? What makes you think you can violate someone's right of human life and take it away and just live a normal life after?" The same cousin called out Thompson's blackout defense, telling the court that it was a crock of garbage, and accused Thompson of having spent 3 years staring at the family in court while showing absolutely not one drop of remorse.
For the rest of your existence, you will have to look in the mirror every day, regret your decisions, and think about how foolish you are. I hope all your nights are filled with regret and loneliness.
I also understand I have no discretion whatsoever, nor would I want any discretion whatsoever with regard to this particular case. I do believe the defendant needs to go to prison. I do believe the defendant's, in this particular situation's crime was heinous in the way she tracked down, located, showed up, and then killed Ms. Thompson. With that, the court does sentence Ms. Thompson to adjudicate her guilty sentence to life in prison. Under Florida's criminal punishment code, that's without parole. And she will serve the remainder of her life in prison. And anything else?
A judge sentenced 31-year-old Sakina Thompson to life in prison for the murder. A jury found her guilty in October. 10 of Kayla Hodgson's friends and family stood firm as they faced her killer for the last time.
What she's done was very wicked and evil, and a person like her, it's important that they never see the light of day again.
Kayla Hodgson was 23 years old. She was somebody's daughter, somebody's friend, and a person that everyone who knew her seemed to genuinely love. She was killed in the middle of the night inside her own apartment by someone who flew over hundreds of miles away just because she got blocked on Instagram. Kayla's mother, Carrie Hodgson, said the verdict brought the family some peace knowing justice had been served. That phrase, some peace, is probably the most accurate way to describe what justice means in a case like this. It doesn't undo anything, and it doesn't bring Kayla back. But Sakina Thompson will spend the rest of her life in a Florida prison. So, justice was served. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a like, also leave a comment and let me know what you think about this case, and subscribe if you want to watch more videos from me. Again, thank you so much for watching, and like always, I'll see you next video.